My name is Xolisa, and this is my story, Boso story, The Tailor. Once upon a time, there was a tailor. Not just any tailor, but a very famous tailor. This tailor made beautiful clothes. And he made clothes for the king. And the king one day said, "Oh, my clothes are the finest clothes. I want to see this man who makes my clothes." So he ordered his men to take him to the tailor. And when he got there, he looked at him up and down. Then he thought, no, this can't be my tailor. With worn-out clothes like this, it cannot happen. So the king ordered his people, his men, to get a large piece of material. And they gave it to the tailor, who laid it on the table. And he thought, I know what to do. So he took his scissors and he went snip, 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 stitch, 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 vroom, vroom, vroom. Pick. He made himself a beautiful long coat, which he loved. And when he walked down the street, people would stop and stare and point. So he wore it, and he wore it, and he wore it, until it was all worn out. And the tailor was sad until he remembered he was a tailor. So he went snip, 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 stitch, 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 vroom, 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 pick. He made himself a beautiful short coat with pockets here and a pocket there, with patches on the wrists and patches at the elbows. It was a beautiful coat. He loved it. But there's one thing that I didn't tell you about this tailor. He loved going to weddings, and he loved going to funerals. He loved going to ceremonies. And each time he went to these places, he wore his beautiful waistcoat. But he was a clumsy man. Whenever he ate, food would come onto his chest, and so he had to wash his waistcoat all the time until it got all worn out. He remembered he was a tailor, so he went snip, 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 stitch, 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 vroom, 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 pick. He made himself another beautiful long coat, which he loved. End of the story.